Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to WoW Classic and the Season of Mastery. We are in Hillsbrad today, but we are heading up into Alterac. We have a couple of quests up here to do that I thought would be interesting. Previously, we did our Scarlet Monastery Armory run. Before that, off recording, I did a bunch of stuff in Thorn. I found the Thorn Raptors. I killed the Tiger Sindal to complete the Tiger Mastery questline, and I also got the Blood Scalp Ears. Basically, I did a bunch of grindy stuff that was going to be us fighting the same mob for a really long period of time. But today, we are trying to go into Alterac, and I'm a little bit off. We need to go up here. And up in Alterac, we are going to be looking for Crush Ridge Ogres. Crush Ridge Ogres have dug an ogre mound up in Alterac Mountains near the ruined city of Alterac, and my scouts tell me they've taken over those ruins as well. We can't let them get cozy up there. If they think they're safe where they are, then their next step will be to move down into the foothills, which will put them right at our front door. So we need to kill some of those guys, 9 dirty knuckle bones collected from them. And then we have Noble Deaths, which seemed like an interesting quest. I fear the leadership behind the Syndicate is bent on South Shore's ruin. We must strike hard at these leaders before their plans are realized. Enter the ruins of Strombrod in the Alterac Mountains to the north. We think the Syndicate is using the area as a headquarters. We know this gang of cutthroats is run by former Alterac nobles. They may be hiding as normal Syndicate agents, but you'll know you've killed a noble by the signet ring he wears. And yeah, that seemed kind of interesting to me. As far as loot from the Scarlet Monastery Armory run, we didn't get any. The awesome chainmail pants dropped that had like 20 strength and 10 stam, or 10 stam and 20 strength. But we had a DPS warrior in the group. So yeah, you can guess who got those. I don't like being the person that doesn't invite the DPS warrior, and that's why I kind of made myself do it. My initial instinct when he sent me INV as his only response to my looking for more spam was to not invite him. But then I thought, you know, that's pretty biased towards DPS warriors. I should probably just invite this guy. He's probably an okay guy. And yeah. He was okay. It wasn't fun to keep threat off of him. Or to try to. And it never feels great when you're going the whole run as a tank and you have another chainmail or plate wearer in the group, and you just know that as soon as something drops, they're gonna take it. And I'm sure it's the same though if you're like a warlock and there's a mage in the group. So that's another reason why I was just like, well, I'm gonna invite this guy. I know it's gonna lose me gear, but... these are Yeti. You're Crush Ridge. And I think Strombrod is over this way. I'm not going to go towards the Yetis. I don't know what that herb is. Winter's Bite. More Crush Ridge over here. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be all over. Can we go up the tower? It doesn't look like it. Let's fight the guys right around here, and let's figure out what the drop rate's going to be for this. Well, 100% so far, but something tells me it's not going to keep up like that. And yeah, one of the reasons why I'm not recording a lot of the grindy Stranglethorn stuff is that I just kind of did that on a Paladin and put those videos up. So if you really want to see the grind in Stranglethorn, I do have I do have the Stranglethorn videos. But to me, quests like this, where we're in an area for a couple of very specific things, and it's an area that we don't go to very often, quests like this are more interesting to me to make content out of. Than just me running around killing 2 different kinds of raptors over the course of an hour. Doesn't really seem too interesting to me. Kind of want to get some respawns around here before we push on, because I think once we get into this clearing, the ogres are going to be gone, and it's just going to be Defias humans. And I'm thinking maybe if we went farther over here, we'd find more ogres. I just don't want to fight through the Yeti to get to them. Oh, we also got a recovered tome. This was for the quest that turns into the Stormwind Library? Preserving knowledge. Recover 5 tomes and the worn leather book containing the arm of Grillek. Those beastly ogres now reside within the Alterax's ruins, and I shudder to think what they're doing with the precious books still there. You must recover what you can. Enter the ruins of Alterac and search for tomes looted by the ogres. Get whatever you can find and bring them to me, but also seek the one book in particular, the Arm of Grillek. It contains ancient troll lore that I must learn. Yeah, okay. Well, it's a little bit higher level, and it's an elite quest. Maybe the area where the book is at, maybe that area has the elites? Even though we're obviously getting the tomes off of the regular Crush Ridge. And yeah, speaking of the regular Crush Ridge, we're about out of them. Yeah, Strombrad is this way. I wonder if we continue just to the north here, if we're going to find more ogres or not. Doesn't really look like we're going to find too much of anything, honestly. Not looking at where we are on the map. Let's come back over here. Maybe we will take a little peek at whatever's beyond the Yeti. Or maybe we could head up the road here. This probably leads us into the ruins of Alterac, though, where there are going to be elites. But we could check it out. Yeah, that's definitely an elite. This guy's like, well, maybe I'm not going that way. Yeah, maybe you're not going that way. I feel like this would be a really cool thing to do with a few people. He's gonna go for it. I don't think I want to do this right now. And I don't think I want to do it with just a 2-man party. That's the problem. It's probably doable, but looking at how much health they have, it would take a long time just to kill one. These are like real elites. Yeah, I think we're going to take a pass on that for now. I'd like to do it, but let's do it when it's yellow. If there was like a group of 3 people, I would do it. If we can get at least 3 of us, that would be great, but 2-manning it? I don't think that sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe that could be fun if, like, it's a friend and you're in comms or something, but if it's just a pug, I want a few more people. Just to pass the time a little bit quicker. Not sure if these guys are going to run, but ogres typically don't. Threw out a cautionary hamstring just in case. Need to change some of my keybinds here. There we go. Also need to make some more heavy silk bandages pretty soon, which we can definitely do. We're gonna max this out. And then I have to figure out where we get Mage Weave training from. But we're not even getting Mage Weave cloth yet, so it's not really a big deal. We're going to be sitting on a lot of these tomes before we ever get to go in there to try to recover the book. It's like they're teasing you to go in there. They're like, look, you can get the item off these non-elites, but if you want to complete the quest, you've got to go kill the elites. They're dropping more than the knucklebones are dropping. That's hilarious. As I imagine, not really a lot of people in this area. I wonder how hard or easy it would be to find a group for that elite quest. We could try actually looking for group in the looking for group channel, and not just in the general channel. That way if people are in a different area and they know they want to get that done, they can speak up. But if we were just trying to look for people that are in the zone, that might be a little hard. Doesn't seem like a big questing area. I've never had a ton of quests to do up here, and it's always felt a little bit underutilized. That could be because I don't think there are any, like, town hubs or anything. It's kind of a weird area. It's a little smaller, it seems, than most of the areas, but even having a questing hub somewhere could have made it a place we could have spent more time. Obviously, that wasn't really the intention. I want to go over here and get this gold thorn. That's a potential skill up for our alchemy, or rather, for our herbalism. Maybe eventually for our alchemy if I ever get myself out to Darnassus. I have to do that today. I've said that before. I might have said that in a couple of different videos, but I am going to get out there because we just don't have a lot of stuff that we can craft for skill ups. I've never found an area that has had a lot of wild steel bloom. And I should probably look up where I can gather some of this. because I would love to be able to make the defense potions and get back to having stuff like that on hand. Same thing with the Troll's Blood. I'd like to get the next rank of whatever the Troll's Blood potion is, if there is another rank of it. I'm impressed that we can go for a little while before we really have to eat or drink. If we get lucky with our crits and the enemy doesn't get too many dodges or parries, we can go from pull to pull for about 3 or 4 pulls before we really have to worry about stopping. I think I'm going to have to start targeting a weapon upgrade though, just so I know I'm going after something. This axe is really, really great right now, and it's really improved our kill rate substantially. I just want to make sure that by the time this axe is obsolete, I'm trying to get the next weapon. And if I look at this axe, it's level 32. So we're probably good to have this on until like level 37, level 38, maybe around there. By 38 or so, I want to be getting a new weapon. Preferably something out of a dungeon. I thought there was a two-handed axe that dropped in either Armory or Cathedral. Maybe I'll just have to look at some loot tables. Same thing with one-handers, kind of. We got really, really lucky and we got this one-hander when we needed it, but it's only level 25, so it was a big upgrade for what we had. But we're gonna need something better pretty soon. It's really hard to want to run a bunch of dungeons. Like, especially running the same dungeon over and over again. It's something that I used to love doing. 5-man dungeons, man, that's like my favorite content. Especially if you're in like a solid group, or at least if you have a few of you guys who know each other. Then yeah, that's my favorite content, but in the Season of Mastery, they're putting such an emphasis on leveling up quick, and you know, you're getting your bonus quest experience, you're getting your bonus dungeon quest experience. It makes the thought of just doing a dungeon over and over again for loot, it makes it kind of unsavory. Because we could be spending that time getting levels, and then if we're getting levels, then the loot we need is a higher level, etc. I think the time that you kind of settle in and maybe you do a dungeon a bunch of times is probably in the early 50s. And then you have things like Uldaman, Sunken Temple. Maybe you're doing... Are you still doing Zul'Farrak? Maybe not. Marathon? Maybe later dungeons we can run a little bit more to try to get more loot, because the loot, we're going to hold on to it for more hours of gameplay than we're going to something at level 35, especially with the speed at which we're leveling up. I just don't want to spend too much time in a dungeon, because remember, we're not getting any bonus experience from the kills. And as an Alliance member, I haven't come across a quest for the Scarlet Monastery, and the only one I know of starts in Desolus, which as an Alliance member isn't really the most natural place to get to. in your journeys. Like, I can get us there. We're gonna have to run down from Darkshore, through Ashenvale, into Stone Talon, then into Desla. So we literally have to start our journey up in Darkshore. That's a long run. It's a long run to get one quest. So, there's that. Alright, we need one more dirty knucklebones. I guess more what I'm looking forward to running over and over again is the endgame dungeons and the raids. I don't want to spend a lot of time, you know, running Armory 15 times. Maybe in future seasons they'll find ways to incentivize us to do that, but they really can't, because as soon as they incentivize running dungeons as a way to level up, you're going to kind of be back in a spot where, unless you take a lot of actions, you're going to have boosting, I think. I'm sure there's like mechanics they could implement to give players bonus experience in a dungeon from kills if everyone is in the same level range. So I've noticed that too, like if you get someone way outside the level range, instead of getting like 300 experience, you're going to get like 20 experience a kill. So there's already a pretty big penalty for having someone higher level than your group come in, which should negate boosting, right? But yeah, I guess I should get my last knucklebone. I was gonna head into Strombrad, but we have 8 out of 9. Let's see if anybody's back up. So yeah, maybe they could do something so that in a future season we could, you know, I used to like to level up almost exclusively in dungeons. I remember doing Recruit a Friend with a buddy, and we would just jump into the dungeon queue. One of us would heal, one of us would tank. And then we would level characters up really, really quickly for the times. And that was a lot of fun. Obviously, with Recruit a Friend, you had, like, triple experience or something stupid like that. And then it would also triple the bonus experience you get from doing a random, so yeah. You were able to get quite a bit of experience running dungeons and doing Recruit a Friend. Well, eventually we'll get this last one to drop. Seemed like it was going to be a sure thing that we'd get it pretty quickly, and then the drop rate just kind of fell flat. Now we've got some other players in the area. There's a big 446 crit. I like to see that. And there we go. There's our last knucklebone. From here, we will head up over into Strombrad and start killing Defias for Alterac signet rings. Interestingly, I had never been to Strombrad before. I think it was a couple months ago I jumped on my Undead Mage and did some quest up here, and that was one of the first times that I stumbled onto Strombrad. You know, after 17 years of playing the game. That's why I say stuff like, hey, this zone is really underutilized. Wouldn't it be really cool if there was some kind of quest hub here? I guess according to the quest we can fight any of these guys. Alright, we will have to be liberal with our use of hamstring here, it appears. Argus Shadow Mage. Was Argus always like a death deity before he was the unborn death titan? I thought the Argus stuff was introduced in Legion. It's just weird to see back in Classic. Argus Shadow Mage. Alright, we need to get sweeping strikes up. He transformed into something, but we killed him so quick I honestly didn't see what it was. Could have been a Worgen, could have been a Lich. I don't really want to have to pop this potion. There we go. Yeah, I have a couple of greater healing potions that we were given from a quest, but I'm trying to hold on to them until we can make some more, which we don't have the recipe yet. Looks like we have some company here in the form of a human priest. Since the drop rate seems to be crap, I don't really know if I want to group up. Sort of surprised there's nobody in here. Let's look upstairs. Yeah, it's completely empty. Well, it took 4 attempts, but we finally got rend up. And there we go, there's our first ring. Okay, we are gonna just have you come out here, okay? Yeah, these are the guys that reposition themselves. We were up here recently on our Blood Elf Paladin, I think. And yeah, these wizards have a fun little habit where they throw a fireball and then they reposition themselves most of the time. And did I mention that their fireballs like actually really hurt? It's kind of the same problem we had on our Paladin, was that these mages can kind of kick the crap out of us, and then when they run around they will pull other enemies into the fray. And yeah, it ends up being a shit show. On the Horde we had a quest to go inside one of the buildings and free somebody. I think it was this building here we had to get inside of. That was a little bit harder than just having to fight for drops, so... But then again, we might have to stick our heads in here if we want to find any more guys to fight. Alright, these guys are all dead. I see someone in the back room. Let's put a hamstring up early. You know, that way if he wants to run around, fine. He's not going to get very far. Yeah, I like that a lot more. I like it when they're not speedy. I'm sure everyone in here is going to respawn any second. Yeah, see, we have a couple of horde guys here. Well, we have one horde and one human. It's a little bit weird. Acting like they're hanging out together. A little strange. We could go further inside the town hall building here. Pretty sure we only aggroed the one, but we're going to find out in a moment. Yeah, this is gonna get us into way too much trouble. See, this is what I meant. This is the problem with them running around. Is that they just aggro 2 extra guys, and we could die here pretty easily. I'm gonna just try to run away and hope that we can live. We might have to pop a potion. Especially if we get hit by any more fireballs. So we're not going inside that building. That's the problem with going into the buildings. We're not going in there. Alright, let's try again. Looks like somebody took them off of us, or at least took the spy off of us. Alright, great, here we go. We're gonna blow retaliation, because I'd rather not die. Retaliation might have been a little bit of overkill, but I don't think so. Especially not with the way they run around. So we really don't want to fight 2 of these guys up here. Oh, great. Whew, okay. If I don't die on this character, it'll be the first time I've been here that I haven't been killed at least once. We were here on the Undead Mage, died. We were here on the Blood Elf Paladin, died. This Argus Shadow Mage respawned as a woman. Interesting. I like when the spawns aren't static, when we can get like different looking things to pop up, or even different mobs entirely to pop up. It's really cool. It's really cool for 2004 when I go and play a game like New World that just came out, and all of its enemies in an area look exactly the same. And when they respawn, they look exactly the same. You know, and it's 2021. Alright, 5 out of 7, that's not bad. I'd like to fight some more of the guys that are just outside. Here we go. These are going to be our best bet. The spies are definitely going to be easier to deal with than any of the mages or the Argus shadow casters. Let's run around the outside of the village here and see if we can just find a few more spies to finish this one up. Alright, there we go. I'm pretty sure these both turn in back in South Shore. South Shore and South Shore. Okay, I'm going to get us back to South Shore and we'll turn these in and see how they wrap up. Or maybe they will lead into another quest. I also have always felt like there really wasn't enough questing in Hillsbrad for the Alliance.
What can I do for you?
Very good, you must have hacked through a whole mess of ogres to get all these knucklebones. That should keep them out of our hair, at least for a while. Crushridge Warmongers. Now that you've had a taste of the Crushridge ogres, I want you to really bloody their noses. Go into the Alterac ruins and seek out the Crushridge Warmongers. I want you to cut down a good number of them. That's the only way those brutes will learn to keep their distance from Alliance territory. This has to be an elite quest, right?
See you around.
Yeah, there we go. So we could pair this one with Preserving Knowledge. Oh, and we hit level 36. Congratulations to us. So now we have 2 quests to do up there. I'm gonna spend some time at some point looking for a group for these. Because if we have 2, then it's definitely worth going to do. Especially because I don't think I've ever completed those quests. So it would be new to me.
Need help?
Stripping the Syndicate of its nobility will remove its ability to act decisively and reduce it to nothing more than a gang of thugs.
Go with honor, friend.
That's it. That sucks, because that was actually an interesting quest chain that we had going on. And it just kind of dead ends. But that is the way it goes. I think for next time, I might take us over into the Arathi Highlands. We can go do this Witherbark stuff down in the Witherbark village. And we could also do a favor for Krazik. So in the northeastern part of Arathi Highlands, there is a cave full of kobolds, and we can go in there and get a rare ore. Now, the thing I'm gonna research before I go in there... Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. You don't... And if you don't have the skill to mine it, find someone who does. We're not going to be able to do this. I followed up on a different quest that was similar to this without realizing it. Maybe that means we'll be able to just find it on the auction house. I will look and see. That's really unfortunate. I wish we could just go in there and collect it. But that's not going to happen, apparently. But yeah, I still think that we'll go out and we'll do worth its weight in gold. And maybe I'll look for a group to do the Stromgarde badges. So that'll be for next time, guys. Let me know what you think. As always, I really appreciate you all being here and all the support that you've showed for the series. It does mean the world to me. So take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth sometime soon. Bye now.